find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Well. Get a little carried away there with the theme music here, but some background music is doing you well. I'm Simply Butch. This is Butch on Sports. And as always, thanks for tuning on in here. Yes, indeed. It is a Tuesday night, boys and girls. I have a lot of information to give you. Much information to give you. Matter of fact, I will just kind of lighten the load a little bit here. And say how you doing, and hopefully you have a good weekend. We're on the eve of Halloween. That means all you candy snatchers like myself here, put on your costume or not, and have a good time. Get some free candy and stuff there, and give some away. Matter of fact, here, but be safe out there, okay? Little kitlins out there doing their thing and got their great costumes on there. We don't need no stuff going on there. I'm just going to say that at the top, okay? We won't be on tomorrow because I'm going to do me some trick-or-treating and partying. But that's neither here nor there, huh? Let's get into some sports news. You can't get enough of Detroit Lions. Will return to the practice field on Wednesday in preparation for the divisional matchup on the road against the Minnesota Vikings at U.S. Bank Stadium on Sunday, November the 4th, 2018. Yes, Lions head coach and head guru there, Matt Patricia, said about a comment Darius Slate made. He thinks the team should be 6-1 right now. Yeah. And the coach responded, well, unfortunately, that is not the reality of what's going on right now here. We just have to do the battle of our best job and get ready for next week's Minnesota Vikings team. I think we are fully expected to go in every single game to try to win. Lions. And after that, a little statement there early today, or yesterday, I should say, Monday, because they're off today. The Lions make a trade because the trade deadline was at 4 o'clock this afternoon. The Lions made a trade. And their judgment in the best interest of the team as they traded wide receiver Golden Tate to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for a third-round draft choice and the selection of the 2019 NFL Draft. Well, after, tell you go about Golden Tate here, because, let me get him out the way first. He came here second-round draft choice selection with the Seattle Seahawks in 2010. That's when he came in the NFL. And right out of Notre Dame, he got him a championship with the Seattle Seahawks. Then he joined the Lions in the unrestricted free agent in 2014, paired in 71 games. 64 he started on there. His career total includes 416 receptions, 4,741 yards, and 22 touchdowns, and some drops, and a whole lot of showing out, and this and that. You can't deny that Golden Tate was a character for the Detroit Lions. And whether you like the guy or not, and some of the analytics he did, I know I did not like, because it showed no effort of a winning team. It showed that I am for me, and whatever looks. it has been told, as of to me, and I talked to some reliable sources, that he was not going to resign or he was going after free agency. That means he's going to demand a wee bit more money than the Lions may feel that he is deserving of. So no sense of losing someone and getting nothing for him was the scenario. Plus, again, some earlier things this year in far as sportsmanship, that when you got a new boss in there, it's not about the I, it's about the we. And Golden Tate is guilty of showing that at certain occasions in some of the antics he played, at least this year. I've known some of last year, including two, that were pretty, I would say, artistic indeed. You know, but again, this year it got a little bit wacky for a team that is, as Darius Slate said, we should be 6-1. No way they should be 6-1. Maybe 4-3. Because 3 of those games they just looked just awful, and this last game there was pitiful. So that makes 4 right now that they just did not show up or was not paying attention too close to detail, or as Francois said, the lineman of the Detroit Lions said, hey, just do your job. The Lions and Bob Quinn gave a statement about Golden Tate. I'll read it to you. On behalf of our entire organization, I would like to sincerely thank Golden for his countless contributions to the team during his time as a Detroit Lion. For more than 4 years, Golden displayed an unwavering commitment not only to his coaches and teammates, but also for the city of Detroit. And he has made some contributions there with this city as far as youth and whatnot there. That is not to be forgotten. The impact he made on and off the field sets an example for our team and serves as a testament to his character. We wish Golden and his family the best in the next step of his career. That means, hey, see you later. We're done. Golden Tate, a good part of the Lions' offense. It will be very interesting to see how some players now have to step up. This is going to get good. And hopefully Matt Stafford is not dependent to always do the job and then make the mistakes at that and not fess up to him. Because the first thing I like to hear from him is, it's my fault. I made some mistakes. I got to get better. Stop saying team. Fess up to what you do, and you get better at what you need to do in order to lead this team to victory. They're giving you lanes on the yard line, and some of these good quarterbacks like Russell Wilson made a very, very good example how a quarterback can take advantage of what a defense gives you. Hey, a quarterback can call an audible or not. Just change the play because he sees something good. And then on certain occasions, when you look at the whole field, and I'm in that position to do because I'm at the game in the press box high above, where I see the whole field, we see gaps, but basically if he just squared up when he throws, instead of turning his back and forecasting where he's going to throw it at, the other side was just free and clear. Had a picnic lunch. I'm going to get off my soapbox on the Lions. The Pistons, who are 4-1 this season, they're playing some basketball at this present time. They're playing the Boston Celtics. And let's get into, first and foremost, how busy their day is. They're 4-1, ranked 3rd best in the Eastern Conference. They're tied 4th best in the NBA. Detroit started the season 4-0. First time since 2008, 2009. I went to see them Saturday night. They looked like a bunch of bombs out there when they played Boston. They just did not show up. Blake Griffin must have been very tired. Andre Drummond He did a fantastic job, but only 8 rebounds, and that's not Andre Drummond from what we've seen in the past. 18 points is a bonus. But he's played some basketball, and so has Griffin. If anything needs to step up, it's the outside shooting, which is claimed should be a fine for the Detroit Pistons this year and has not showed up at all. So, with that saying, Detroit Pistons announced, and I said on the game last night, Pistons look like they're going to be making a couple of deals, and yes, they did. Now, let's get with today, what deal they made today. Detroit Pistons announced today that the club has exercised their team option on the contract of guard Luke Kennard through the 2019-20 season. Okay? Now, this is the 18-19 season. Kennard, 6'6", was the Pistons selection in the overall draft in 2017. From Duke, last season, he averaged 7.6, 2.4 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and 20 minutes average in 73 games. And he's right now got this shoulder problem that at least it's going to put him out for 2 weeks. Now, this is not finished. On Monday, Dwayne Casey spoke to the media, and he said at the end of the particular conversation he had that I finally had got notice of around about 9 o'clock, okay, in the evening, okay, that he said that Henry Ellison didn't make enough shots in a limited time opportunity and added the Pistons limited funds, and new franchise declined to pick up Henry Ellison's $2.85 million option for the 2019-20 season. That's not surprising because they haven't really played the guy. This is a source from the Free Press. Came the day before the particular trade. So there's two individuals right there that the Pistons already have made their mind up that they're not going to have around for next season. So expecting something happening maybe up in the near future where Detroit is going to put themselves in the position to make some deals. Because Ellison gone, they letting them go and whatever it may be. That means he's unrestricted free agent. He can go anywhere he wants. And not getting anything is not what a team want to do. So let's keep our eyes and minds on that. Right now, the Pistons are trailing the Celtics by 2, 41-39. What about 6 minutes and some change remaining in the second quarter? Now, the MHSAA championships will be decided in the two Lower Peninsula tournaments on Saturday. Boys soccer, Comstock Park, and also Novi High School. And the boys and girls cross country for the 23rd time in a row. It's going to be at the Michigan International Speedway. So you can check those interactive pairings and whatnot for soccer on the MHSAA website. And also, the football playoffs will be continuing as well. And also, you can get the cross-country thing. We'll be talking about that on our Saturday version of Butch on Sports. Who won, who lost, and who's in there. And also, we'll talk about, naturally, some football as we continue with the district finals for the 11-player tournaments and also for the 8-player tournaments as well. You know, winners will move on to the regionals and find out who's going to be do 2 steps on that one as the field is lowering down very small, very simply here. Very sweet. Red Wings are playing right now, by God. You think I forgot? No. Red Wings are playing right now in, yes, Columbus, Ohio. And with 7 minutes and some change to go in the second period, Red Wings are leading by a score of 3-0. Yes, some fantastic things have been going on. Mather has scored, Rasmussen has scored, and also Dylan Larkin has scored for Detroit early in the first period. That lead has kind of held on up to a quickness right now. Still, the Red Wings are in a shutout move, and hopefully they can do. I'm looking at some kids doing some skating now. And that's what I really wanted to see throughout the whole particular new season for the Red Wings is that you're putting on these young kids out there. That's one thing they should be able to do is have a humongous amount of energy that has not been exhibited or exhibited. Oh, the tongue tying is getting to me here for everybody to see. But this year it has. I've seen some good play with the Red Wings, and although some of the scores don't favor two, they got blowed out maybe, I think, a couple, maybe 3 games this year. But they've put an effort of skating, and the skating has been a lot better for the Red Wings. Scoring has been an issue, and shooting on net has been an issue. In the last 2 games, of course, the Red Wings won their first game at home last Sunday, or this past Sunday, I should say, against the Dallas Stars. First game win at home this season. But the Red Wings right now, yes, they're winning 3-0, second period. Charlotte, I don't want to hurt my feelings here. As we in midway through this show, Cleveland's got a crappy blow here. They did some cleaning in less than 48 hours too. They first of all started cleaning out the livelihood of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Coach Tyrone Lue got rid of him. I think it's Saturday night, Sunday. He was fired, thrown out in the street. And then the assistant coach, I'm supposed to stick up for him. I forgot to write his name down here. Glenn something or whatever it may be. Supposed to be the assistant coach for the rest of the year, and he said, no one ever told me nothing. So I don't know what's going on, and I didn't bother to look and research who is the acting interim coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Larry Drew is the name I've just pulled out my hat here. That's the gentleman who said, hey, no one told me. So, we'll look in that. Have some reports on the next edition of Butch on Sports, which should be on Thursday, maybe Friday. We haven't decided yet. Friday late or go and switch it to Friday. We'll let you know. But those are gone. But hey, today the Major League Basketball Association. And, when some things happen in Cleveland, they don't really have to be stunk about anything. Sure, they got two of their people got thrown out in there. They'll have the All-Star game there in 2022. Hey, so they're going to be great. It's going to be great. And they're going to have the Major League Baseball All-Star game there next year. Come on, Clevelanders. Everything's not downhill. You'll reap the benefits. By the way, if you want to know about the NBA, it'll be like, open my big mouth here. All-Star game will be in February. We'll be in Charlotte this year in February. Of course, 220 and 221, those games are going to be in Chicago and Indianapolis, respectively, here. Boston was thinking about going in there in 21, 22, because that would be their 75th anniversary in the NBA. And they said, we didn't even put in a bid. So that leaves Cleveland here. And, I can't understand why Detroit hasn't put in the bid. But again, much has to do with hotels and also transportation in the city of Detroit. Until that is somewhat taken care of religiously, where people do not have to always depend on renting a car or maybe hitting a Uber or being able to take a bus around. And this is our everyday citizens. We're not talking about guests coming into town, which would be a trip. Okay? And the places to stay, which is most likely going to be on the outskirts, because downtown doesn't have Uh, oh, humongous casinos. If you count them, then yes, maybe. People can stay there if they desire. And that's three of them downtown, along with some others scattered around, and also the Renaissance, of course. You know, but that's surprising. Detroit has not put in a bid yet here. Oh well, Cleveland's doing okay, but they cleaned house. The Browns and the other one, you and Todd Haley, I guess they reported. I got that report late Monday as well. They wasn't getting along, and that led to their demise. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me get serious here before we go on off the air here, okay? University of Maryland's Board of Regents had their head coach, and if you don't know about the particular there as well, they had something going on in their practice schedule that was the death of a human being. And after all this, back in August, mid-August, DJ Durkins will be back at the helm. They didn't say when, but they took off the suspension off of him, and I don't know if they did what they did or whether they're going to pay him some back money or whatever it may be, but they say believe that Coach Duncan was unfairly blamed for a dysfunctional athletic department. Maryland's Board of Regents chairman Jim Brady said he shares some of the responsibility. It's not fair to place all of it on his feet. That's speaking of Coach DJ Durkin. Jordan McNair, though, is not coming back. And the University of Maryland need to come to terms with that, because I'm quite sure the McNair family is going to hold them accountable, and I'm quite sure they haven't went to court yet. And I'm quite sure today that family is pretty leaked off. Bad. So, again, college football here, NCAA and some of the things going on. Speaking of NCAA here, I kind of figured out that, you wouldn't like to hear, before we go off the air, the top four that will go in the playoffs, if the playoffs will head today in the NCAA football tournaments. Number one would be Alabama, and Clemson, would be number two. Both of those teams have a spotless record of 8-0. LSU, 7-1, is third. Notre Dame, who I would say would be third in that regards, in my judgment, no way LSU be put where they're at. That sucks. The high heckin'. I don't care if they beat Georgia or not. Who whooped them? I'm going to get off my soapbox now here. Okay. We're going to play that little game here. Third is LSU. Fourth is Notre Dame. Fifth is the University of Michigan. Sixth is Georgia. Seventh is Oklahoma. These are 7-1 records, and by the way, I mentioned it here. Washington State is 8th. Kentucky is 9th. 7-1 records. We'll move on here. Ohio State is 10th with a 7-1 record. Number 11 is Florida with a 6-2 record. Here's where it gets funky as a J-board, boys and girls, and it stinks. UCF, is 12th at 7-0. Now Florida is 6-2 and is ahead of this team that has not lost no games in 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. Let me keep going down the list. West Virginia at 6-1 and 13. Penn State's in there. Utah, Iowa, Texas, Mississippi State, Syracuse is 6-2. Texas A&M 5-3 is 20th. NC State, Boston College, Fresno State, Iowa State, Virginia is 25th. There you have it, boys and girls. Your top 25, which these fine selection people think. It cracked me up. USC ranked 12th in the first one of these particulars there as it was released tonight here. The Knights were ranked number 9 in both the Associated Press and the college top 25 poll, number 9. How did they drop to 12? They have won a total of, in a row, 20 games. 20 games. And they'll be playing Temple on Thursday. Try to get some more mileage in there. That is stupid. And if I was a Golden Knight or a Knight of this particular school, which is their pet name, I would be very disturbed. Matter of fact, the state of Florida should be disturbed. The biggest surprise to me, Florida at 6-2 is ranked ahead of this particular team. UCF. I can't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Well, I gave it to you, the horse's mouth there. That's enough for me tonight here. I don't want to get no more upset. Pistons still trailing by 2 with the ball, and there's about 2 minutes left and some change in the second quarter there. Do believe the score is 53, as he just missed the ball, to 51. There we go here. There we go indeed. I'm done here. I just want to let you know. Put Your Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Production. We'll be back on the air Friday. Okay? We'll be on the air Friday and also on Saturday. We'll do it again like we did last weekend. I like it that way. And then, of course, we'll be back on Tuesday. Butch on Sports is a presentation of Oh My Darling Production, which I'm repeating. And again, you can catch Butch on Sports on Facebook. Butch on Sports on Facebook. Give me a like. And also, you can catch it on thegameshow.com on that particular website. We do the game on, yes, Monday night from 6:40 to 7 o'clock. And in most occasions, on for the second hour for some brutal discussions and some down-home talk with some Scott Nason and Dave McKay and also E.J. Russell and a host of thousands. Hey, also popbean.com, the game show, .popbean.com, iTunes, you can get it, and YouTube as well. Clean up everything for you. Hey, again, have a great Tuesday night. We'll be back on Friday.